Heroic.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You had a nice think about that?
Yeah, I had a think. Yeah, I think so. I think NiP are looking, you know, it's gonna be a close game. I'll tell you that now. Don't be surprised if it's another overtime.
You'll tell me that now.
Oh, I'll tell you that now.
You're banking on it.
It's gonna be a close one. I don't know. You know, me saying a team name is just me guessing at this point. It's anyone's game. NiP have looked fantastic. Heroic have recovered no matter what has been thrown at them, apparently. Even being down both maps significantly and coming back into their own. Odds on Betway still favouring NiP. Certainly not looking like they were last map. I think it was 8 or 7 for Heroic at one point. Now it's down to 2. It's final map of this series. Mirage is where we end up. Heroic fast smokes towards this B bomb site. They're going to be going straight in.
Well, there's Lecro. There's Lecro a bit more. Now he's getting wrapped. So Mertz in with a double. Dennis already here, knocking on the door of Heroic, but trying desperately to not open himself up to the short position. Blame F able to drop him from the bench. Now we see Rez and Get Right asked to try and clutch this one out in the 2v3, trying to deny the bomb plant, but they're not quite able to get there in time. They spot that it was planted for the apartments, but that doesn't matter. Mertz and Freiberg picking up both the remaining players there, and Heroic off to a flying start. That's another pistol round locked in. They won both of them over on Train, I'm pretty sure, and then we saw the instant return from NiP in those 4 spies, if you recall.
That was a non-default plant. It was a little bit further forward because no one was covering the apps flank, so instead of planting default, which, you know, Get Right did pre-fire on that flank, he couldn't get it. He couldn't find the angle. So that's interesting. I've never seen that before, but just a meter forward to deny an apps flank. I think they can also work against you if you have an apps post-plant, right? But yeah, nice little change up there from Heroic. Not a big detail. Oh dear. Oh, Harry, look at this. Look at the nades and look at the play. Heroic are going for A smokes, and these nades can spell disaster. They go a bit deep. S-Tag gets away. Sorry, Stown gets away with only 50 HP here, but he's going to commit to the push regardless. Rez caught on the site by the MAC-10, and these SMGs are going to shred at NiP. They may all really be low on this A site, but no kills coming through yet for the Ninjas. No bomb plant either.
Yeah, it's finally going to go down now. Heroic have been very methodical in clearing out the bomb site. That nade from Lectro does manage one. Forest Deeg's down the first man, continuing to push on in. The Deeg of Dennis not quite able to connect onto Mertz down at ramp, but it's Freiberg actually going to get spotted. I was going to say he could have sealed this round's fate. Mertz dealt with as well, and NiP, they can't win another force. Surely not. Please, Blabef, return us to normality.
No.
No. I was about to get excited. I was about to get happy. But it's not happening at NiP. Another 4-spy victory.
And Forest, 4 kills with that Deagle as well, Harry. This man is unstoppable. He dropped over 30 kills back on the previous map, and he had a great game on Nuke as well.
I want to say Heroic have won 4 pistol rounds in this best of 3, and they've had 4 of them turned in that second round.
I feel like that's right.
Yeah, it happened once on Nuke, twice on Train, and now here on Mirage as well.
Dear, oh dear, Harry. Well, at least obvious problems that need to be sorted out for the future, but so far things are still good. 1-1. Heroic have still got some money left in the coffers. That bomb plant giving a little bit extra to play with, and maybe a B-rush. This is a perfect call for this kind of buy. It is Mirage after all. El Clasico. Jump spot will get the info. Lecro knows that there's someone close by, but they'll go ahead and the Beyond's down. Oh, that's awkward, but he gets away with a kill. 10 HP the difference here, and Forest will finish off the job, but that bomb plant's still coming through. Now NiP on the clock for this retake, but still so much damage coming through from Forest. Catches a man midair. Mertz does get the trade, but the double wrap from Rez will find 2. Retakes on for NiP, and they'll be able to get it done, saving all 3 guns as well. So 2-1 here on the CT side.
Yeah, now Heroic can actually throw a couple of pistols into this round, right? They're going to have a bit more to work with. They've got that loss bonus built up, so they'll be buying next anyway. We will get to see the AWP come out on Mertz. He's got some extra cash for it. Till then, this should be NiP taking the convincing start, going up 3-1. And it has been a hell of a day for Forest, and it feels like it's just been a hell of a couple of months from Forest, right? He's been a real consistent force for this NiP squad. Now, this round's just a cleanup. You really hope that no damage comes in if you're NiP, and it doesn't look like it's going to. So do keep this round nice and clean. So that's Forest, 9-1 start, obviously.
Yeah, that's what you want if you're NiP. I could send you over the tipping point. 3-1. The buy is here for Heroic. The first of the map, really, unless you count their second round buy after Pistol, but obviously SMG's in that one. We do have the AWP glass cannon on Mertz. None for the Ninjas. It's not the end of the world. They'll be able to get a 3-1 if they manage to take this round. They are sitting heavily in the lead to start this map, but has every map, Harry. It's always been a dominant beginning for NiP that's slowly fallen back in the favor of Heroic over time. Forest pushing. BlameF holding an off angle. He'll catch it, only getting tagged in the shoulder and kills Forest with a man advantage for Heroic. They could execute straight into B. NiP have no info. They only know there's one player underpass. Nothing in middle, so they can somewhat assume this is going to be a B play, but Lecro, he's rotated in, he's having a bit of a peek, he's not going to spot the AWP yet, as Mertz was holding the right corner. But now, jump spotting, this will be all the info he needs if Heroic do commit.
The problem NiP face is being a man down, you don't want to risk over-rotating.
Yeah.
And Heroic know that this is very much in their favor. They can just afford to wait for this aggression to come through on the map from NiP. NiP starting to aggress in towards top mid. And they won't spot anything just yet. Had they peeked a couple of seconds earlier, they would have been able to catch players crossing. Now this is where the wrap from Stown could make or break this round. He won't spot the two players aggressive up in top mid. This leaves Dennis high and dry, though, for the lower tunnel peak. He's got to reposition. They know this A play is coming in now. The double wrap in through through T-Spawn has to come in quickly. Get right. And Rez hot on the heels of Heroic. Dennis, Heroic hold thus far from him. He's dropped the bomb and actually managed to. Now the wrap has been given plenty of time to come in, and it might not even be needed because Dennis is just lighting up the scoreboard. And for Stown, he's not ready for two players to be arriving in the back line so quick. NiP, a 4th round picked up.
That really did look like he could get out of control for NiP, considering the fact that they left underpass open when they knew Heroic had BAP's control during the round, right? So Stown comes in from the underpass, right, as NiP pushed top mid, losing their mid control. The reason that didn't bite them in the back was that Dennis was not only close ramp, which isn't, spottable from connector, but also there was no one in the A site for Stown to kill. Both CTs were coming in from the spawn, so NiP, very, very lucky somewhat, but they played a great round there. Good mid-round decision to push up in the middle portion of the map. Now it's just pistols on B with Lecro holding alone within the bomb site. He's got support from short. That's Forest, of course. And they will both land a frag apiece. Bomb dropped, and Forest will not stop. It's only Mertz left alive, and he's found a dig, but time is ticking, and Forest is clicking. It's another headshot for him. 5-1 for NiP.
I don't know what's happened for Forest to just make this return.
Had enough.
Yeah, he really has, right? It's all coming up NiP right now. Get right, still yet to grace the scoreboard, but I don't think that's through lack of trying.
Yeah.
That's just kind of been beaten to the kills every time. We do at least have this buy back in the tank for Heroic. AWP going to be over in the hands of Mertz. No AWP out for NiP. They haven't really needed one thus far, so aggression into middle. Flash is perfect for Rez, but he's only able to get one. Dennis now peeking over the top of the smoke. In connector, has to be a bit cautious here. Doesn't want to risk getting caught out and overextending. Into middle. Forest. Just keeping an eye on window for now. And this is where we see Heroic fall back into this usual trap of slowing right down, hoping that someone from NiP aggresses in this 4-on-4. They're not moving. Just sticking to their guns with two players over towards A. Forest now looks curious as to what...
Oh! Timing. Both of them saw each other. Neither of them got a shot off. Nade goes deep. Stown can actually respond with one of his own, but now he's scared of the underpass wrap as well. Heroic, they need a mid-round call here, and they need one now. It's the A split through connector with a man up ramp, but that's Freiburg. Utility going in the connector to slow them down. Stown's up close, he's fully blind. This is very telegraphed. NiP know exactly what's going on, but Forest is caught changing weapons. Get Right goes down in the spawn. This is falling apart for the Ninjas in a round that they surely had a clasp over. Dennis rather has to save it. And 2 might not be enough because it's left Letcro in the one-on-one, dropping Mertz. And now BlameF back inside of the connector. Letcro missed the timing, but 16 seconds on the clock. This bomb plant has to come in.
And now Letcro is running back into the bomb site. He knows it's going to get planted safe, so Letcro's afforded a couple of seconds here to take an aggressive stance, and he'll delete BlameF from the round. A 6th for NiP, a dominant hold of that A bomb site. Once again, Dennis stepping up and delivering so much when NiP need him to. He has been such a force to be reckoned with inside of this A bomb site, and the only man that we've really had to talk about over towards A. Get right, getting bested again in that round there.
Here at the Pro League, we've talked as Gade from, I was about to say from North. Yeah, from North. Wait, I can't even keep track anymore. From North, of a player who's great. No, he plays an Optic, doesn't he? I can't even recall at this point. No,
Gade is North.
Gade is North. Ignore me. He was an Optic. As a great player to always find 1 and maybe find 2. I think Dennis is a player, especially in this best of 3, always good at finding 2 and maybe even 3. He's been, instrumental in locking down this CT side for NiP. Every round in that close ramp position, finding 2 or 3 kills as Heroic get himself out onto the bomb site, this time from the jungle. And 6-1 scoreline, a dominant start to the likes of North.
Yeah, and, these tactical pauses being used up from the Heroic side of things. Now, obviously, they are missing 1 man, right? Their coach, Peacemaker, not able to be here. And, you know he's just going to be sat watching at home, and you can't imagine how horrific a feeling that must be. Just to sit there and maybe even at sometimes feel like you have the answers for your team. You might know what they want to hear, but you just can't tell them it. Rez having to step up as Get Right falls inside of the A bomb site, but Rez will answer the call. A quick double. Forest up through Con, deletes Freiberg, and it's BlameF. A 1v3 required. Nade onto him, just going to make a bad situation that much worse. And no one from NiP is going to give him a means of getting back into this round. They don't have to peek it. They're just softening him up with these nades. And there's the 7th round for the Ninjas in Pajamas. This time, the huge lead they've picked up early on is being punctuated with reasonably clean rounds dotted in here and there. So they're actually allowed to build this bank up. We've already seen, both on Train and Nuke, the Ninjas get off to these massive starts. But, it coming down a close round. So the second they lose 1, Heroic have an avenue back into the game. And there's no such situation here on Mirage.
It is definitely looking like the more experienced team as a unit is coming up clutch, Harry. And Heroic maybe running out of options here. Back to the A smokes. It's not worked for them in the past, and with pistols, I doubt it will work again, but they can use the fast pace to get up close in those smokes to NiP. NiP with this setup will certainly concede a bomb plant, allow Heroic to get into the post plant, but how many players will they let keep alive? Molotov everywhere, fire, flames, and all the likes. A site is burnt out, and NiP will give it up as expected. Bomb plant coming in, and they push through the smoke with the pistols. They will overrun 1. There's a 1-for-1. Get Right gets his first kill of the map as well. Forest coming from the catwalk. 2 players moving through the connector for NiP. This bomb only just going down.
Yeah, Get Right, the kill he gets was on the man planting the bomb, so he was able to deny it. He gets his first kill in this round, and he's on to 3 more. Get Right with 4 at the very end of things. NiP able to get that retake off easily, so they give up the site, they play for the retake, and you understand why. They're able to collapse on into it and shut down these pistol players with ease. Bomb going down does mean there's plenty of cash available for Heroic at the very least. One thing you want to draw attention to, S-Tag, a man who has had so many big performances for Heroic throughout this series, currently sitting 0-9. Certainly not what you want to see if you are Heroic after you've grinded your way to this 3rd map.
And there's no one really that's filling in the boots, right? We've not got one player on Heroic who's playing out of their mind despite this scoreline. Not that you can really blame them for it, but usually, even if you're getting wrecked at this score, you have you have someone who's fragging out and creating these 3v3s and getting you in situations that you can convert. This time, it's not even happening. NiP are taking clean rounds as you've already laid out. Dennis, unbelievable shot down ramp to take the AWP player away. And Heroic already dropped a man. Freiberg gets info, but he also gets dinged.
Yeah, now there's B-play coming through. Now, at least they have forced the rotation of Letcro back into the shop, so they've got some ground to work with. Only Forest to have to get by. But that in and of itself is proving to be a challenge. Forest just lighting up the scoreboard time and time again, helped out by Letcro from the shop. And this leaves Freiburg, the man who was previously spotted and tagged up over towards A, to clutch this out at a 1v5. And I mean, no amount of knowledge of this NiP team would help you in this situation. Freiburg, a man who knows them all very intimately indeed. Oh. God, this is not great.
It hit the roof. I like the attempt, but he was on top of the counter when he threw that, I think, so not getting the trajectory he wanted. 9-1. NiP certainly getting the trajectory they wanted. This is a dominant start, and it could be a dominant finish if they can keep it up. Now, Harry, we've been in these situations before. We've already explained it. Heroic have done a great job of clawing these scores back, but if NiP get 11, 12 rounds, that's when, yeah, you can't really bank on you being able to pull these scorelines back. And we're not far off of that number either. NiP not letting their foot off the gas and still with plenty of money to fall back on if Heroic were to start to find some success on this T side.
And we are only, what, 18, 20 minutes into this game? Not even that, actually. Probably more like 15, I reckon. But yeah, I mean, 9-1.
16 exactly.
16 exactly. There you go. Hugo with the timer. And Heroic, well, they've put a partial investment up into this round. But they've struggled, finding its success, even with the best of buys. So this one does not inspire too much confidence. Smoke's going to rain in toward middle early on, just to try and thwart any mid-aggression from NiP. Rez peeking over the top of this smoke. Has support from short and window. So this three-man setup from NiP over in mid will get dismantled as they rotate Dennis away. That really doesn't matter because Rez and Forest might have found all the kills required. Stown tries to get something done from Connector, but just not coming through. And this leaves Blame F alone. Forest able to pluck him from this round. 19-3 on Forest right now. I don't even know what you can do against this man with the form he's in.
Admit defeat, Harry. That seems to be the only option right now.
I mean, S-Tag's trying, but
not an 11. Oh, God, that is a shame.
It really is, right? Especially because, coming into this series, I was hyping him up so much. Yeah. Nuke, we really got to see why, he looked phenomenal. He had a good performance over on Train. And for some reason, at such a crucial moment, it's all come crushing to a halt. Now, not putting all of it on S-Tag by any stretch. No one's been finding anything over on the side of Heroic. It is just such a shame to see such a key player fall so silent at such a big junction. Now, Mertz been able to find an equalizer here. S-Tag, there's his first kill of the game thus far. So welcome to the server. Hopefully he can try and get a bit more done now that he's maybe finding his confidence here. Get right from CT had a fair share of his own struggles to kickstart this map, and this round looks to be no different. Port down to just 27 points of health. Mertz finally able to deal with him. Now Dennis and Letcro sitting 2v4. Heroic might be on to their second round here.
Yeah, just playing the no-respect style. They ran to a smoke to even open up the round after they got traded 1-for-1 in middle. It was S-Tag to make this round a reality now for Heroic, and it shall continue to be so. Letcro is already off for the save. I mean, lots of money, not exactly a worry, but he's definitely going to have a look into this A site, try and break some bones, try and take some cash away from Heroic. Every kill he gets is going to limit them in the upcoming rounds, but can't find the angle. Freiburg, some whiff shots there, but he still gets the kill, and that's what matters. 2 rounds for Heroic, Harry. The start of something, and I don't want to count them out because we've seen them do it twice now. Similar scorelines, similar situations, not even necessarily always winning, but always making games close. And they still had the potential to do that as well. 3 rounds after the half, this 10-5 is certainly doable. And that, honestly, that's not an awful T side.
No, definitely not. And they might just look to try and change the pace here with this A set piece. They throw in all the smokes, all the flashes. The issue is NiP. They've played with this 5-man set up towards the A side of the map in this round. S-Tag actually burns out Stown in that Molotov. Not really at the fault of S-Tag. Stown gets tagged and then the molly spreads onto him.
He's really trying to keep his KD low though, isn't he? Oh, re-smoke. Not what you want as well when you're trying to commit to this execute. At this point, Blame's already bailed and he's checking for a flank. NiP have been keen to do so in the past, but fully attentive to the A push. They will hold rigid. Now only do the rotations begin.
Yeah, and NiP tried to play this round with the cat jump out of window, right? And, you know, they actually missed the cat jump and end up rotating the man up through con. Now, well, sorry, in through window after they don't get out in mid. It was Forest who attempted it and just drops down into the lower tunnels, but that actually did a lot of favors for NiP, right? They didn't have anyone at that B side of things, and that was the perfect counter to this play from Heroic. Now, friberg has bested Forest over here in mid. He's got the bomb on his back, and that B bomb site has been called as clear from Blame, or at least he's called that he's been able to get out onto the platform right now. NiP still with this three-man stack on the A side of things, just playing B side retake. Now, what this means for Heroic is they've got time to set these post plants up. They're going to try and send Blame aggressive into the shop. Blackcrow hot on their heels, wrapping round from behind. And this is where you're looking towards Blame really to hold his own in the shop. If he's able to win this first fight, then there's a very good chance for Heroic in this round.
But that's a lost flashbang, the last bit of utility gone, and with the bomb not planted for him, he'd rather move and trade with his teammate. You might think market's clear because NiP took so long to get into position there, but now Dennis is beginning to move in. Their attention is drawn by letcro and GetRight. Dennis now coming in for the back line. GetRight finds one. Trade is there from Blame preemptively, and the time is ticking. He's found himself another, just hiding at the back of the bench. Dennis is all that stands, and Blame will take him down. 3 kills on the captain of Heroic, and 3 rounds for their T side. Starting to recover here, and only 2 rounds after the half, but they may be attainable. NiP's money, actually, Harry, is starting to run dry. They've got 1 buy round left, and so if Heroic win this one, 10-5 is very much a reality.
Yeah, this went from being very, very good for NiP and looking very clean cut to now getting called into question. You know, the last few rounds coming out of the wire and then Heroic being able to convert 2 in a row is now, as you say, broken the economy of NiP. So things looking good here for the Danish squad. Lots of players dedicated over here towards B early. That nade doesn't find any chip damage at all, so no information gained just yet. friberg, in the meantime, up here in Palace. He's played this position almost every single round for Heroic. We'll just hold and make sure there's no aggression here from NiP. He hasn't heard anything that would allude to that fact, so now starts to back away. Run boost, gonna get Mertz out and into mid. But it's Forest over here on short that he's got to try and tango with if they want to hit this A-bomb site. Mertz lining up the Molotov into Ladderum. They didn't spot anyone over at short. They know they've mollied out ladder, so they might try and hit this B-bomb site. friberg starting to wrap round into the apartments and short control. Looking to be taken from Heroic. Blame even getting into the window. Rez is keeping an eye on it, but doesn't seem aware that a player could have already gotten across. The timing might be everything. Forest having to hold down this B-bomb site. Does have support from letcro, and together they're getting the job done. Forest in with another. It's down. Dropped. friberg joins him, and this leaves Blame once again asked to try and clutch. It's a tall order this time around, though. Would have to ace it for the win here, and Dennis able to dispatch of him at range. 11-3. The streak that Heroic had started to build up comes to a crashing end in that round.
Blame almost had the drop on them, though. He killed a player rotating, I think it was Rez, rotating through the window to market, and then faked his market play, and then jumped up and made the cat jump to short. No one from NiP was watching it, but a missed couple of shots. And he couldn't swivel back around to kill the con player either. Salvageable for Heroic, but money isn't the best. They've got the AWP at least, but that's already been stripped away. Forest winning the mid-duel, of course, 22 and 5 on this man. The Swedish beast leading NiP to victory here, or at least trying to. Stown attempts to abuse the smokes on B, while his teammates keep mid under control. The bomb even gets picked up and taken into the apartments for this potential late B play. There is only one man here to stop it, and that's letcro.
Yeah, but now it's Stown making his presence known over here towards B. You question whether or not this is where the bomb is going to end up. Now starting to back away is Stown. The bomb looked keen on that as well. Bit of indecisiveness here from Heroic as they try and get a feel as to where they want this play to end up. Now, you have got S-Tag past the players in mid. He's all the way up through short, and no one from NiP seems all too aware of the possibility, but Forest is going to check it. Now this leaves Stout and Freiburg to try and secure this B bomb site. The issue is Forest is here, and he's not missing a beat. 4 from him to end the half, 12-3 in favor of NiP. They put a stop to the slight run Heroic were able to put together. And it's Forest once more, topping the charts, topping the server. He has been playing out of his mind. And I tell you what, that alone is reason enough to not go anywhere. If you have missed it, Forest is playing unreal vintage Counter-Strike right now. Be sure to come back after the break where we see who takes this third and final map.
I'll show you how it's done. There's no sight we go inside. The man, he is the one. You build your walls with faith in God. They never come around. Then wonder why we all defy the burden to be born. We're coming home with a mission to bring an end to a terrible land. We are here to your mission. We are many of one. We're coming home with a mission to tear you down from your undeserved throne. We can take your conviction. We are many of one. You may call it a virus, but we call it the antidote. It's an answer to silence. The future is here to revolt.
After grinding long and hard, Heroic thought that maybe they were out of the woods after they're able to take train. Here on Mirage, though, they've realized it's not the woods you were going to be worried about, Hugo. It's the forest. He has been incredible. 12-3 right now in favor of NiP. And it's largely on the back of that man on the bottom left of your screen. He has been playing some lights-out Counter-Strike for this Swedish squad right now. And the question really becomes here, Heroic, do they have it in them to pull back this 3-12 scoreline? Bit of a handicap handed out by Letcro there. And just mid-aggression here from NiP. All 4 players barreling down into mid. BlameF trying to keep an eye on Con. Has Mertz nearby to help out. And it will be trades back and forth. 3-on-3. Stown allowed to tap down a man over in mid. He even gets the read that Letcro resides over in the window right now. Garrett's retrieved the bomb and is now wrapped around and joined up with the man in window. This is not how you'll ever see a pistol round play out.
No.
Both players trapped in the window portion of the map.
Role reversal right here, and Stown gets caught in middle. Lots of damage to Letcro, but no kill. This is going to get scary for Heroic now. NiP can go anywhere they want. Faking the drop is Letcro. That will keep Freiburg's attention diverted on this late B play as Letcro peers over towards the A site, swaps out for the USP as well. S-Tag moves within A. Playing an aggressive A setup is a very good idea in this situation because NiP will be focused on spawn and jungle. I guess they own jungle right now, but S-Tag is pushed in. All the way around, in fact. Could he full flank them? If he does, NiP are going to get a free A bomb site plant if they commit to it. Taking their damn time, making S-Tag question, and this information that he gets that no one's in spawn, does he stay or does he go? He doubles back to the site. Wise choice, because Freiburg spotted both T's in this position. Lots of damage. Get right put down to 23. These players are both one shot away, and S-Tag's aggressive A position finds one. Bomb dropped. Letcro, 4 HP in a dream. Surely undoable clutch.
It really should be. Letcro able to get the bomb down. Now spots Freiburg. He knows that S-Tag's over at ramp, but it'll get deleted. So they are able to secure another pistol round. But Heroic, they've been able to get the pistols. That's not been the problem. The problem has been converting these anti-ecos in the second. Now, you cannot afford more than ever to have that elude your grasp. They've got a 4th round here, and they're hoping to get a couple more. But with that bomb going down, if I'm NiP, I'm looking at this and thinking, we've been pretty good in the force buys.
Yeah.
We've got the money to force buy.
I'm buying here every day of the week if I'm NiP. It's 12-4. Yeah, exactly. There's no reason not to go for it. At this kind of scoreline, when you, as you said, you've had this consistency of winning these rounds, and plus being on the T side, Harry, if you get a bomb plant, you can drop over AKs and get a lot of buys. It will be the solo rifle, which I also respect from NiP, playing the long game. You can still win this round.
You know, even though they've been good at picking them up, they saw and they learned firsthand over on Train and early on Nuke that, you know, you can't really count Heroic out. It's not over till it's over, and NiP know this. They've just gone for the one solitary AK on Letcro. His scoreline is looking pretty elite.
Haha.
Nice numbers that mean words.
Or letters, rather.
Yeah, I mean... Yeah, no, I
letters are
right.
just, words are just combinations of letters, though, if you think about it.
I mean, numbers are made of letters.
How's that work?
You know, mate, you spell 4 with letters.
Yeah, but the number 4 isn't letters.
Well, you know, we can dispute this all day long. Forest. Whoop.
He's got a lot of numbers, Harry. 26 kills on this man.
Oh
God.
no.
Not like this,
Come on,
Harry.
not again. It can't happen again. If NiP do it, I don't even know what to say at that point. They've been able to take them out advantage here. At least there's Mertz trying to restore some normality. And with Res and Forest being brought down so low, Heroic should just be able to mop this one up now. Forest going to get burnt to his death up in Palace. Dennis Deegs down Blame. Got to retrieve the AK as well. A bit of 1v3 required here from Dennis. You don't fancy his chances, and with Stown landing shots like that, you definitely don't. Heroic going to be onto a 5th as finally they convert a pistol round.
Claps all round for them, Harry. Claps all round. That was the quaintest clap I've ever given. 12-5.
It was very quiet.
Yeah.
Was it
Well,
really...
no, I did it quietly. I didn't want to blow the mic with my hands. I don't know how that makes sense.
No. You're very, very courteous, Hugo.
Thank you, Harry. As NiP are graciously gifting over a conversion round to Heroic, allowing them to get a full sense of security. 5 rounds on the CT side. Long road to recovery, but let's see if they can reach their destination, as NiP still not looking too phased by this, and I don't really blame them at 12-5.
Yeah, but, you know, you got to be careful. You can't underestimate your opponent. You know, this Heroic squad, they've been very, very good at grinding back into these games. And, you know, very much surprising NiP, who have had struggles of their own, right? You know, they struggled to close out Train. They were the team in the lead there, and then everything turned against them over on Nuke. We almost had a similar storyline of Heroic pulling that one back. So it's not without the realms of possibility that they do it again here on Mirage. We do have this buy for NiP. Letcro's limited because he went for the hero purchase in the round prior, but other than that, they've got everything they could possibly need.
Yeah, holding top mid for this one as well, expecting some aggression from Heroic. Now, Heroic, I'm sure, are going to be feeling impatient. Forrest expected the ladder there, you could tell. But They can't afford to push this top mid position just yet. NiP will be the ones making first contact with the run boost, getting above and below and behind those boxes. There's the jump. And did Mertz even spot it? He did not. So Dennis, this is a valuable position if no one knows you've made it that far, but this smoke will give it away.
Yeah, this is where also the fact that Mertz was shoulder peeking that could lead them to consider the possibility of a man being top mid. Perhaps Mertz just missing the timing. Now with these smokes raiding in, they will telegraph that there's a man in middle. That man's still Dennis. Gonna post himself up under the window. Rest of the squad for NiP set up down towards ramp. So Dennis, he can either serve to come in through this connector or just look to try and cut off these rotations, depending on how successful the rest of NiP are in these duels. And well, they're going to be very successful to kickstart this site. Take now Dennis pouncing out from mid, deleting Stown, keeping Blame's attention fixated on the mid avenue of the map. And Dennis continuing to find success, continuing to find players down in middle. This one man, this lurk in mid, has destroyed Heroic's hopes and dreams of picking this round up. They finally deal with him, but a 1v4 from Freiburg. He will just back away to try and save.
What a round from Dennis. I mean, he has been great, Harry, especially on that CT side of this map, anchoring the A site solo a lot of rounds, and even opening up on the T side to get NiP their first rifle. No save today from Freiburg. It's 13-5. 3 rounds separate NiP from a victory here in Leicester to pick up their first win in EU Pro League Season 9. And with no money to stop them here for Heroic, what do you even do? You've just hit 1,400 loss bonus, Harry. I mean, the only way is up, but it's not like, yeah, okay, there's a pause, good idea. It's not like they got a lot of options, right? Even if you eco and buy up next round, S-Tag and Stown are going to be limited. Freiburg only just able to buy, he's going to have, you know, 39. And if that's your third most equipped player on just below 4K into a rifle round up against 14, you're pretty screwed.
Yeah, I mean, even though Mertz has all this extra cash, the AWP in and of itself is a very dubious prospect as well. So it's not like you can kind of look at this and say, okay, the buy we have in the next round is going to be so good that we should definitely take the save, right? You could definitely consider force buying into this round, and they will. They've gone for it.
I like it.
Throwing caution to the wind.
As long as they have a game plan behind this, it's definitely, you know, a good call to make. I wouldn't say it's a right or wrong call. It's more, you know, personal than objective. But you can certainly pick this one up. Scout on S-Tag, Blame with the UMP, a couple of pistols, but yeah, this is still a very in-control round for NiP if they play their cards right. Full AKs, no AWP yet to be caught off by these close ranges. A split seeming to be the play. Rez has found the entry kill, and they're trying to sell the B fake, but Rez is already out. He waits for no one. With the bomb, first in, 2 headshots, and A under control. Mertz does catch a couple with an Eagle, and that's an AK picked up as well. The bomb is dropped, and Get Right, he doesn't want to go and secure it. He'd rather wait for his team.
Mertz is even throwing this smoke down to try and cross behind Triple, and he'll go undetected for the time being. Get Right has been hung out to dry inside of the A bomb site. He's here alone, hoping desperately that his teammates can find something. Now, Mertz has already done more than his fair share of work in this round, and it will get cut short. Get Right finally emerging from his little hidey hole. And now for Stown and Freiburg, the question becomes, can they finish the job that Mertz started, or will this just be the save? You've only got armor behind these pistols, so either way, it's really not that great. And there's Get Right beheading Stown. It's Freiburg asked to clutch. 1v3, Deeg in hand. He has to try and finish the job that Mertz began. Oh! Double peek from Letcro before I solidifies it. NiP 14-5.
He saw the head as well of Get Right at the back of the site after he peeked out wider to check under Balk, but by that point he'd already committed to the duel. And unfortunate. That being said, still not really a clutch we expect him to win in that situation. So 14-5 for NiP. 2 rounds separate them from victory, and it might just be 1 round, Harry, because this is a full eco. Heroic, no other choice even though it's against 14-5 and you can't realistically think you're going to be able to get to overtime, you can't buy here, you've got to eco. And a good setup from them, all in the window with the USPs. Got to be careful here if you're Forest, but he's taking fights all day long. 2 more for him, make it a 30, taps him down. Glock is out for the mid-fight. If that doesn't inspire confidence, I don't know what does.
Yeah, Forest is a bit of a gamer, as it turns out. 31-7.
How has he only got 7 deaths? That's what I don't get.
Well, I mean, that round there, right? That round there from him over in top mid, he's very quickly just thrust into essentially a 1v4 into window, and he takes every gunfight. He doesn't even shy away from it. You know, so many players on the back of losing that first few gunfights would have just been like, all right, USP's window, grab the bomb, peace out, go somewhere else. Not Forest.
No.
He just stands there and takes the fight, takes the bullets.
And dishes them out.
Yeah, answers back with some of his own.
Orb for mid for Mertz, but he's been smoked off. Great play from Stown with the underpass smoke. Almost a one-way to catch a couple of entry kills, or early kills rather, down through middle. Forest going to try and save the day on the A site once again. Great utility, but S-Tag mollies himself, smokes himself off in the molly. Mertz gets spotted? No, he doesn't. AWP drops the bomb. The rotation's coming through, but they're not even needed. It is a flawless round from Heroic, and one that they desperately require to keep this game alive.
Yeah, now for NiP, you'd likely just see a hero AK purchased up in this round from Forest. Dennis could maybe look to put some money into it as well. And Forest will jiggle his money around so that they're actually able to get a fairly decent buy together here on the side of NiP. Not wanting to let Heroic get too comfortable in this, and it's just going to be the fast B commitment from the Ninjas, stacking up at this side of the map early. Stown and Freiburg to answer back and try and keep Heroic in this game. The nades rain in, and they found a lot of damage here. Now we just need to see the 2 players inside of the site follow through, and Freiburg has opened up with 2. Stown holding for the cross. Mertz is already here to help save the day. And only Forest remains. A 1v5 required. As good as he's been, you're asking a lot of one man. And so a 7th locked in for Heroic.
Yeah, just NiP throwing a Hail Mary into that B site, trying to finish it with a bang and a flash, but not working out. Nice crossfire from Heroic, and even to note, Freiburg gets 2 kills, and then he disengages and hides on the site, knowing that Stown has his cross, and at very least can call if Freiburg gets pushed. Knowing NiP will be focused on his position, Stown's not even needed, Mertz just plucks him out the air. But 15-7, potentially another B rush for NiP, just trying to get things over with. They haven't got much in this round, just Deagles, P250s, CZ.
Starting to collapse in towards middle. Blame going to be holding for this underpass push.
Ooh.
Okay. Stown deals with the players in top mid. Blame given some time to readjust, and that is a nice clean round from Heroic once again. They keep all 5 players alive. But it was just against the eco. Now we have another buy for NiP.
Is that 3 flawless rounds for Heroic? It's at least 2. Which is a pretty damn good recovery. Obviously, it might be a bit too late with their backs up against the wall, but some very nice CT rounds coming out from them. If only the half wasn't so favoured for NiP with 12-3.
Yeah, but I mean, the one thing to take into account, right, is over on the side of NiP, they've been massively helped out by this monstrous performance from Forest. And the one thing is you know, how long can you rely on one man? Mid control going to be taken by the Ninjas early on in this round. Blame posted up down in lower tunnels. Now this same play from Stown caught them off guard just a few rounds ago. So surely it's going to be in the front of NiP's mind that this is at least a possibility in this round. Stown on the other side going to start to aggress into the apartments. And if he keeps on pushing on in, he's going to get the info that this portion of the map is clear. Then we can see S-Tag look to rotate away. And the call will come in. He's going to take up position at short to try and help out Blame over here in mid. And if Stown keeps creeping forward, he's going to discover this bomb sooner or later. Now, Forest is keeping an eye on this top mid wrap. So very aware that this is a possibility, but as they look away, as they decide, okay, right, we've got control of mid, let's try and take it. That's when they look away from the man lurking in the back line.
Oh, but he's gone back.
Well, that's because S-Tag gets caught out over here on short. Into the 4-on-4, and while this was looking great for Heroic early on, now it's all a bit up in the air. The bomb's been retrieved, and NiP fixating themselves over here towards the A bomb site. Mertz from CT, all that stands between them. Now just Freiburg here alone, and Lecro plucks him from the A bomb site. It's Blame and Stown 2v3 to try and keep the dream alive for Heroic.
Oh, Stown, while he doesn't know, he's going to regret that back off so much unless they can win this round. They've got loads of utility. Lecro's in the corner here. Could just get mollied and naded out of position. That's exactly what they were going to intend to do. Double molly and nade going over. He has to peek, and he will, to his own demise. Get right now in a 1-on-2. Saving the day here for NiP. Trying to close out the best of 3 in style. He's fully flashed. They run right by. He ducks below the shots, and they have no idea, but they're on the bomb. Stown already down. Blame sticking it. 2 seconds left, and Heroic have taken another round. They'll keep the game alive. Get right doesn't fall prey to the fight, but instead won't take it. 15-9, and is this realistic? Is it happening, Harry?
It's certainly feeling that way, but the issue is the second you start to believe is when you get deceived. Right?
Okay.
So don't buy
Wise
into
words.
the program just yet.
Yeah, those are
It
words so
rhymes,
wise.
so it's true.
Those are words so wise that Yanko might retweet them. Who knows?
But I mean, it certainly feels possible. It certainly feels doable, doesn't it? You know, now just 6 rounds between these two teams, and I tell you what, you know, as a team effort, it feels like, you know, we've got 4 players stepping up in spades over on the side of Heroic. And for NiP, Forrest has been leading the charge. We've had a few big moments from the likes of Dennis on this map. You know, lots of impact from his kills, but he's not exactly topping the charts. And yeah, I mean, other than that, that's really been all it's been over on the side of NiP. So as we have these Heroic guys starting to find their footing, starting to operate as a team a bit more, then this is where they become their most deadly. This round, heavy presence over towards mid and B initially. Now grouping Blame and Freiburg up inside of this A bomb site. And this is just a set piece from NiP. They've still got breathing room, and they know it, so they're going to try and flex, try and test the waters with this fast A play. Dennis is already up and in the face of Heroic.
Oh, see ya through the smoke. Freiburg's even going to find another as well, as he gets a blind shot through the smoke as well. Heroic have taken a 5-on-3 without seeing a terrorist. Freiburg's still here in the spawn, and now they're set up for the retake. The nades begin to rain in as the B players still have a lot of utility left up, and they're arriving to the scene in spades. Forrest, he's got to go above and beyond. First kill coming through. One more in the CT spawn, but the molly forces him out, and Blame will finish off the job. 2 players left up for NiP.
Yeah, flashes, nades, you name it. Heroic have got it. Lecro chains together too, but he's quickly put down, quickly silenced. A 10th round for Heroic, and now just 5 left between the comeback, between the overtime. They're so close, Hugo, they can almost smell it. But it's a bit of a weird one here. Every round closer you get, the growing worry in the back of Heroic's mind is still brewing. You know that you're 1 mistake away from losing this game.
S-Tag still has 6 kills, man. He must feel so helpless right now. Poor guy. Molly in the window to deny the smoke from NiP, but it still lands. There might be a gap in it for Mertz to fight, and there is. I like that play. He knows they're going to try and take mid-control in this round, and they might think that this window's smoked. This could be a full sense of security for NiP. It looks like it's smoked, but it's not. Straight out to mid and into the jaws of Mertz. He finds the opening kill. Heroic sitting 5-on-4 in another crucial rifle round. NiP's money on the rocks. Every kill counts at this point. Mertz going to rotate towards B. Now, that might be heard from Lecro, so I wonder if NiP play off the back of it, but it is a trade in players, so it won't affect the setup too much.
I mean, NiP kind of left scratching their heads at what to do in this situation, right? You've got a bit of mid-control, but that's very much through design. Heroic have given this portion of the map to the Ninjas, and it's been costly for them. Now re-smoking that window. NiP slowly but surely aggressing on down towards short and mid, with Get Right still sitting pretty over towards the ramp. This could be the A play, but it's S-Tag up in Palace. Looks to really spice this round up. Blame holding over in jungle. These are the two players that Heroic are going to have to look to try and hold on to this round. And through the smoke, Forest shuts down the point man in jungle. Forest pivoting around back and forth. Second kill of the round. S-Tag emerges his head from the palace and will cut down Get Right in the process. But it's Forest getting warmed up in this round. That's the worrying sign for Heroic. They've been able to deal with him before this bomb goes down most of the time, and this time there's been no such luxury. The bomb is planted for him as well, and Lecro deleting the point man in CT. Now leaves S-Tag and Freiburg standing. Freiburg does deal with Lecro 2v2, time ticking down. And as the push looks to come in with the bomb planted for short, Forest is here. This is a very horrible situation for Heroic, and now it's only S-Tag remaining. Rez will put him down and finish things off. And NiP, it takes them a while, but they take this series in a 2-1 fashion. They pick it up, and they will be going 1-0 to kickstart Group B.
NiP are coming back off their great performance in China as well, doing it here in Pro League, picking up their first victory, albeit being close.